Welcome to Say It Louder, the podcast where I say all the shit your favorite internet celebrity wants to say but can't because their PR team has them on a leash and a prayer. I'm your host, my name is Liana, your faceless internet bestie, certified problem, chaos enthusiast, and your professional ranter. And today, for our first episode, I want to take a big, messy, unfiltered dive into the most exhausting, hypocritical, and honestly embarrassing part of the modern internet. Cancel culture. The internet's favorite morality cosplayer, or as I like to call it, cyberbullying with better branding. Let's be real. At this point, cancel culture is less about justice and more about who can scream the loudest while pretending they're morally superior. It stopped being about justice a long time ago. Half the time, it's just people screaming into the void because they're bored, mad, or need content. And then we're gonna call it accountability. But what we really mean is burn them, bury them, delete their existence, and make popcorn while we're doing it. That's bullshit. Here's the kicker. Actual victims? Well, everything is burning down. The people cancel culture claims to defend are usually the ones to get ignored, drowned out, or flat out get erased by all the mess. So, if cancel culture actually worked, wouldn't the internet be a little less hellish by now? Like just a tiny smidge. Instead, we're here screaming into the void it's like we're throwing digital tomatoes at people like it's a coliseum and someone just spilled milk in 2000. Okay, let me just say this plain and clear. We're not seeking justice, we're serving drama. What we do online, what we do on Twitter, that is not accountability. That is content. That is clicks. It's giving retribution theater. It's public shaming on steroids. You think posting someone on TikTok in an 8-part series with transitions and background music is activism? Babe, you made a trailer for public humiliation. Calm down. And God forbid a creator messes up publicly. Even if it's out of context, a misunderstanding, or just dumb humor, we go full on judge, jury, even excusitioner. There's no space for nuance, no room for explanation, no room for growth, no, hey, maybe let's talk about this. It's just you're cancelled, blocked, delete. Hope your Wi-Fi crashes and your door hits you on the way out. Everyone, please just calm down, breathe. Touch grass. You need it. Because honestly, listen, that is not accountability. Whatever you call that, it is not accountability. That is cruelty in a costume of accountability. Remember, accountability without compassion is just public humiliation with moral disguise. It is bullying with better branding. Cancel culture is like, we're doing this for the greater good. Baby, justice is about restoration, not destruction. And all what you're doing right now is just completely destroying a person. Cancel culture loves a costume. It loves dressing up cruelty as justice or as educating. It loves saying, we're protecting the community, while actually just throwing people into the wolves for fun. It's addicted to outrage and allergic to nuance. Real justice requires care, it requires empathy, it requires healing. In cancel culture, baby, it is allergic to it. It breaks out in hives the second someone suggests a conversation over the cancellation. And don't get it twisted, it is not because we care too much, it is because we care performatively. And here's a scholarly tea to back it up. According to Dr. Jill McCorkle, professor of sociology at Villanova University, cancel culture often mirrors the carceral logic, where punishment becomes the central response rather than rehabilitation or reform. Basically, we are not building safer communities, we are building scarier ones. We're just out here handing out life sentences on Twitter for bad jokes. Cancel culture acts like the prison system. It punishes instead of heals. That tracks because we're not fixing anything out here. We're just hurting louder. We're just yelling louder while patting ourselves on the back. Cancel culture is obsessed, and I mean obsessed with putting people in letter boxes. Good or bad, angel or demon, redeemable or cancel-worthy. It thrives on black and white thinking. You said something dumb? Bad. You apologized, donated, tried to grow? Still bad. You changed. Doesn't matter. You're still trash in the eyes of TikTok law. No in between, no gray area. You're either an angel or a demon. No room for human error. But life isn't black and white. People live in the gray, in the in-between. People are messy, they change, they say dumb things, they learn, they cringe at their past selves just like we all do. But the internet hates nuance, it hates growth. Growth takes time. Growth doesn't trend. Growth is complicated. In complexity, it makes people's brain glitch. So instead of encouraging evolution, we reduce people to their worst moment and lock them in it like it's a personality trait. We flatten people into characters. Your worst moment becomes your entire identity. You didn't make a mistake, you are a mistake forever. And that mindset, it kills any reason to try. This kind of all or nothing thinking kills growth. It tells people, why bother learning or apologizing if no one is going to believe you've changed anyway? Why try to evolve when people will still label you as the version of you that doesn't exist anymore? It disincentivizes growth. And let's be honest, it's never about what someone did, it's about how trendy it is to hate them. That's why we don't allow redemption arcs unless they're hot, famous, or friends with people who has clout. And if someone dares to grow, we accuse them of performative instead of being human. We don't want justice, we want an event, drama, chaos, villain. If you want real justice, you gotta start accepting that people live in the gray. Not everything is black and white, not everyone is good or evil. Sometimes they're just dumb, growing, or God forbid, human. Now here's the real heartbreak. The people cancel culture claims to protect the actual victims. They're the ones who get swallowed whole by the chaos. They get ignored real fast. Real victims of abuse, discrimination, violence, you name it, becomes a background noise to the outrage Olympics. Their stories get hijacked. Their pain turns into TikTok drama and trending hashtags. And by next week, gone, forgotten, buried under memes and discourse about someone else's drama. They get lost in the algorithm. Their trauma becomes a backdrop for Twitter discourse. Their pain becomes content. Their experience becomes a thread, a talking point, a way for others to say, look at me, I care, while completely talking over them. The real victims never got justice. They didn't get support. They didn't even get peace. And that's shitty. All they got was a wave of internet strangers using their trauma as content. We don't center their stories, we center our own anger. We scream over them to prove we're the good ones, while completely erasing the people we say we're standing up for. Then a week passes, the discourse dies. Guess what? The timeline moves on. The mob disappears, the trauma stays. Cancel culture has the emotional depth of a spoon in a memory of a Snapchat story. And don't even get me started on how selective cancel culture is. Some creators get away with literal crimes because they're hot, charming, or cried just right on camera. Others say something tone deaf once and get thrown into digital exile forever. It's not justice, it's clout-based punishment. It's not about what you did, it's about how marketable your comeback is. If you've got the right look, the right friends, the right fan base, you'll survive. If you don't, good luck. If your team is good, you're back in 3 days. If not, pack it up. We're not doing justice anymore. We're doing favoritism with a moral excuse. And what's worse, we get the rise of fake outrage. People are weaponizing victimhood for clicks, calling out their ex-mutuals, leaking DMs, spinning tales, because nothing goes viral like drama. Suddenly, everyone's a victim, everyone's a villain, and no one is actually telling the truth. It's less activism and more Twitter's Got Talent, Trauma Edition. At its core, cancel culture isn't about making things right. It's about power. It is just violence in a group chat with Wi-Fi. We don't do it to fix things. We do it to feel powerful. It's about controlling the narrative. Being the first to call someone out, to be on the right side, to say, hey, I'm the one of the good ones, look how loudly I'm yelling. We don't cancel people just because we're scared of injustice. We cancel them because we're scared we'll be next. So we perform outrage like it's an Olympic sport. It's performance, it's a survival mechanism, it's a digital blood sport. Death by discourse. It's exhausting. It's fake. Because now no one's learning. Everyone is just scared. You wanna know why influencers make fake apologies? Because we've taught them that it's safer to cry on camera than to have real, messy, vulnerable conversations. It's on the algorithm. It's turning the internet into a one big anxiety spiral where no one is learning, just hiding. So what do we actually do instead of canceling people every other Tuesday? We need to make space for growth, for actual conversation. We hold people accountable without erasing them. We need to stop treating people like their worst moment defines them forever. We need restorative justice, not performative outrage. We need to hold people accountable like the right people, not just the ones that said the wrong thing, that breathes the wrong air, not just clapping back. We hold people accountable, yes, but with compassion, with care, with the goal of healing, not just clapping back. Because if we don't, we're gonna keep breaking people louder, faster, and meaner. And if we keep doing that, we are just going to get angrier. That's the tea and the trauma for today. Let me leave you with this. If cancel culture worked, the world would be better by now. We'd have fewer abusers in power, fewer scandals, and more people actually learning. But it's not. We just have louder fights, messier feeds, and a whole lot of people scared to speak at all. We're just angrier, louder, and less willing to listen. So the next time you're about to drag someone, ask yourself, are you helping or just vibing to the high of being right? Because justice without healing is just a witch hunt with Wi-Fi. So, drop your takes in the comments, debate me, do at me, deflect me, or dodge accountability like half the influencers you follow. I don't care. Just keep it loud. This has been Say It Louder. My name is Diana. Faceless but never spineless, and I'll keep saying the things you're too scared to tweet. See you next time, unless I get cancelled first.